All right, guys, let's go outside. You ready, Mojo? Well, today is another Tuesday, so another day off, and I am going to go start the S2000, and it snowed outside. I haven't started the S2000 in probably a little over a week, I think. So let's go start it. We got like over an inch of snow in one day, and then it hasn't snowed since. Still got the Cobra, unfortunately. I want this thing sold. I'm gonna go wash it today and then go park it at the lot. But here's the S2000. I just wiped it down. I don't even know if I'll be able to open up the hood with all the snow and stuff. Yeah, this thing hasn't started in, I think it's been over a week. Because I had to replace the starter, and then after I replaced the starter, or when I was replacing the starter, I think I broke the knock sensor, so there's a light on for the knock sensor. I haven't started this since I started I replaced the starter, so let's see if it, oh, I always forget that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I knew that I broke the knock sensor, because it's super common when you replace the starter on one of these. It's super common to break the knock sensor because it's right behind it. Just from this being freaking almost, what is it, 18 years old, and it's got 174,000 miles. So and it's been getting pretty cold here in Kansas City, but the starter that I replaced is still good, so that's good. But yeah, and I got 26 plates. 26, baby. So I got 26 dealer tags, and I'm gonna just let this warm up, so hopefully it'll get all the snow off of it. Let's see here. We gotta go all the way. Let's go. OAC. Alright. I'm gonna just let this warm up for quite a while. And then I think I'm gonna go wash off all the snow first before I think I'll park it in the sun to have the snow melt off of it, and then I'll take it into the shop and start working on it. Until then, I think I'm gonna go wash the Cobra, and then I'll show you guys how to replace a knock sensor in a S2000. So let's do that. All right, so got the S2000 in the shop. And that knock sensor is going to be right down in there. Let me go get a light. Seeing people going from underneath, honestly, I don't think you have to do that. I haven't done it yet, but I found it, and this is what a broken one looks like. It's like right in there. It's right below in there, and then you can see, sorry, I just kind of burnt myself. You see the connector that I just pulled off right here. You can see that right there. And then the actual broken piece is right there, that little white piece. So what you need is a 24 millimeter deep socket, and then a new knock sensor. So make sure that it will fit in there, and then that's what you will need. So you're probably gonna need a swivel. So just get an extension, which I need to grab. So you get a solid extension, and then I would recommend getting a swivel adapter or something. It'll make your job a lot easier. Okay, so what I did, I just got my swivel and socket and I took off the extension in this. So I just hooked up the socket and the swivel to the actual knock sensor. And then I went ahead and attached my extension and then made sure it was on there, and then just got my ratchet on there and then just loosened it. And now I believe, yeah, it's all out. So then you just gotta make sure you wiggle it all out. I think it came out. And yeah, so I don't know where it dropped to, which is not good, but I can see that it is open in there, right there, if you can see it. That little hole right there. And then just take your other one, which mine is over here, and then just reach in there, screw it back in, and then I would just do the opposite of how you got it on there. Well, pretty much the same. You gotta just hook it up to the ratchet, make sure it's tight, and then make sure it's hand tight. I don't know any specific specs. I haven't seen any anywhere online, but that's what I would suggest doing. Actually, I wonder if it didn't fall out. No, I don't see it. I'll have to try and find that before I start driving, but that's how I got it out without having to jack it up. Because mine is too low. Yours is probably too. To get a 3-ton jack underneath it. And I did have to jack it up to replace the starter, but just to do the knock sensor, you really don't need to jack it up. At least from what I've just experienced. I mean, it's pretty darn easy. Now there's a few hoses in the way and stuff, but it's not, I don't think it's worth jacking up the car to do. All right, I replaced it, and honestly, crazy easy. I don't know why the videos that I were watching recommended going underneath. Unless you don't have a swivel, then I guess I could probably see that. But as long as you have a swivel, I honestly don't see any point in why you would have to jack up the car. Check engine light's gone. Car's driving just as it always has. And yeah, probably one of the most fun cars that I've ever owned. So just driving it to make sure that the check engine light doesn't come on. And yeah, I know this wasn't like a step-by-step tutorial video. But yeah, just make sure you have a 24mm deep socket, a swivel, extension, a ratchet, and obviously the new knock sensor, and you should be just fine.